Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Saturday call. Always fun to get on just that few minutes early and hear how many people are calling in from different areas. And there's a lot of people from a lot of different countries on today, and there's a reason for that. I think if you've been in this industry for a while, you know that we need to be talking to more people. Some people become customers, some people become partners. And if we are going to hit our mission, our vision in Zinzino of getting up to 100 million by 2050, we're going to need some more people. And we haven't even scratched the surface yet. But how do we talk to people and get them to understand what we understand? And the fun thing is I met this guy here some years ago, or I've known of him in all the 12 years I've been in Zinzino. But usually I'm talking mostly with the people who are building in the United States. And all of a sudden, this Swedish guy decides he's going to build in the United States. And so I got to know him, and I like to have people, even the cross line on here, to learn from everybody, because we are all one team in Zinzino and we all want to grow. Well, the topic today is about prospecting, and not just any prospecting, because he is actually going to talk about probably what I would say would be the hardest prospecting, and that would be kind of cold contacts and being fanatical about it, being radical about it, and really getting out there and prospecting a lot of people. And he has put in so many people from cold contacts. And I know so many people have wanted to know, what is he doing? And how is he getting how is he getting the contacts? What is he saying to get people to understand the vision and the mission that we're on? Well, that's why we have him on here today. So I'm thrilled, and I'm ready to be writing my notes too, to hear from our Royal Crown Patric Nilsson. Hey, Patric, thank you for coming on here. How you doing?
Hi there, Carla. I'm great. How are you?
You know, it's kind of fun because your story goes back to you have been building in Sweden for many years. How long have you been in Zinzino?
I actually met the founders 2011 at the end of the year there, and really started building 2012.
Okay, so that's about the same as me.
Yeah.
And so that must be how we got to know each other there. But we didn't talk a lot until actually something happened for you, and
Mhm.
something clicked, something that made a huge difference. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, sure. So the thing is, I teamed up with my business partner, Frederick, and we decided to build this together. And we built it to director in 2.5 years without any success in direct sales before. And then we went Crown and then Royal Crown. They had amazing business in Sweden. But 2.5 years ago, I realized that I wanted to be so much better at prospecting and recruiting. I really felt a little bit rusty when it comes to reach out to people on my own list and potential people I didn't know as well. So I need to confirm my language here.
I know, I saw that too. We're it's a new thing on here in
I'm
regards
not
to.
from Estonia, so okay,
We're gonna
English
keep it in English, keep
will
it
be
in English.
fine.
We're gonna do that. Now, so you built it already. You were working with a business partner, and you already had built a big business, but
Yeah.
you realized that you wanted to build also outside of Sweden.
Definitely, because I realized Sophie, my girlfriend, and I, we have built together for many years as well. So, and we have a crown position now, but we were like diamond or maybe at the platinum volume back then, and really decided to go for it. And the thing was, when I was a kid, I was dreaming about spend more time in warmer countries at the beach with palm trees around and so on, but we couldn't afford it. And
Okay,
when I met,
so just for Americans there, yes, there's no palm trees in Sweden. It is not the
no,
warmest place. You're not gonna find anything like that.
it's snow in Sweden.
Yeah, it's still snowing there. Okay, so you wanted to be in a vacation mode.
Yeah, I want to spend more time in somewhere else. And when I met Sophie, she also talked about he could see herself living in another country. And I explained to her, I don't want to move to another country, but I don't say no to another home, a second home. So we started to paint the vision around, okay, where do we want to spend more time? And I had been to Florida a few times before. So therefore, we just made a decision to start reach out to people there.
Okay, so you guys together said, okay, we'd like to be building in Florida. You would
Yep.
be happy to build there, but you didn't know people in Florida. You didn't.
No.
So, okay, it's, I mean, we have a great business in Encino that you can build it from anywhere. That's wonderful. We know that. But now this is exactly what people want to hear today. How do you go from wanting to build internationally, uh, and then knowing absolutely nobody? And what do you do? Where is that? Because you've actually got a really good sized business going in the United States now after you
Yeah.
knew nobody.
So yeah, where should we start? The thing is, I remember Art Jonak said something like a few years ago on a director trip. He said, "Build where there's leadership." And I realized that, okay, we have our office in Jupiter, and I know that Art is in Florida once in a while. I also know that Dr. Clayton is there. So why not spend more time in Florida? Why not build a leadership structure there? So,
And
okay,
there's
where
palm trees. And then
there is palm trees, beach, and so on. So I went to Florida 2 times last year just to check it out, just to confirm it again, and it still existed. So the thing is, I reached out to Art, and I talked to Art in Portugal in September 2.5 years ago. And I said, I want to build in Florida. And he said, yeah, okay, let me know if I can help. Let me know if you want my help to follow up a few contacts, really, really good contacts, if you know, if you want me to meet them. And the thing is, I don't think I mentioned to him that I didn't know anyone there, but I realized that, okay, this is for real. Now I need to deliver for myself. And I decided to go out on LinkedIn. And it doesn't matter which platform. You can do it on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. It doesn't matter. But reach out to people you find interesting.
wait, so how you got to explain that a little bit. So you go on LinkedIn and what did you do? What are you looking for?
I was looking for people who were based in Florida, and for some reason, like um, I found the profile interesting. So where were they based? Were they based on West Coast, the East Coast? Was it Sarasota? Was it Boca Raton? Was it Miami? Was it West Palm? And okay, here is a personal trainer, or here is a hairdresser, or here is a fill in the blank real estate agent. So then I wrote to them, hey, I'm a Swedish guy looking forward to expand my business over there, or more like I want to spend more time in Florida. I really like your profile. I see we have some common friends. Would it be okay to connect?
And
And I'm
okay, so you're actually just being honest. You didn't try to figure something fancy
yeah.
out to say. You're just saying, hey, I'm looking that way anyway. They didn't think it was like a dating thing.
No, I hope not. So first of all, I will jump a little bit here, but we always talk about building relationships, and I'm a big fan of that. And what I realized was that I could talk about that I had something that I would like to present to people who are open, who are curious, and so on. I don't know if they are, but I can mention it. And sometimes you build a relationship first, and sometimes you pitch the idea of that you have something, and then build relationship over time. So some
So
people,
you got to give us some examples. What are you saying? Are you talking about yourself, saying who you are?
yeah, I mentioned this before, but I just follow 3 steps, and I don't know who it came from or if I made them up myself. Like, hey, I'm working with this company. We are looking for partners. Would you be open to look at it? But not at the same time. So I started a conversation back and forth, of course. So hey, I see you. You're in a gym. Are you a personal trainer? Are you a gym owner? I can see that you're based in Sarasota. It would be great to connect. Would you be open to? And then wait for a response, of course.
Okay, so you just are cold contacting these people and asking questions, just being honest, you're being yourself. And then sometimes it's more questions being direct, and other times you're just building a relationship.
Yeah, it depends on their responses and so on as well, because the time when we go in and like the pictures of their cats or dogs or children, that time is over. So people really appreciate that you are direct. Why do you reach out to me?
Mm.
So I'll
Okay,
say,
so
okay,
what was like your number one contact that you know has, I mean, that's been working? What are these contacts that you're saying that's been working most? And how many people did you contact?
okay, digging into the numbers. I mean, when you reach out, you don't know if they will see your message. You don't know if they like your message. You don't know if they respond to your message. So the first step is, of course, okay, how many people I reach out to. And we learned from Randy Gage 15 years ago, an expression like 2 people a day brings freedom my way. When it comes to warm contact, I will say you need to 10x that number if you want to go cold market. So
That's a big thing. We need to put big underlines. Everybody who's taking notes, underline this. Because if you're talking to the warm market, you're going to close a lot more people.
yeah,
And a higher percentage that is. And
yeah,
if you're cold contacting, so you're sending out lots of messages. If you're 10xing this is a lot.
I went far more than that. Actually, I decided to reach out to 1,000 people a month. So
What? Wait, what?
yeah, so I did 35 per day, 7 days a week for 90 days.
Okay, so you're kind of a copy paste sending out, but you're personalizing things because you're looking at their profile, finding what you like, deciding how you're gonna twist things, and you're
I
always.
always like to like A/B testing things. So if I tried 2 different things and one worked better, I was focusing on that one and I came up with another and tried to, okay, how can I reach them and what kind of response will I get?
And you
And
had this thing, you said, I'm working with, I'm looking for, are you open to?
yeah,
That's kind of your formula of those 3 things, because and people liked that you were being honest with it.
of course. So yeah,
So
imagine
what did
it
you,
doesn't
just
matter
to
what.
question, I know people are going, okay, what did you say you're working with? Because a lot of people stumble on, what are we talking about with Zinzino? He's saying, what do you say?
My first approach, and it's not about right or wrong or good or bad, come up with one thing and try it out. So before chat GPT, before AI, okay, AI is all over the place nowadays, but I came up with, I'm working with a test-based company from Sweden. It's a Scandinavian brand. we are looking for partners. Would you be open to? We are looking for partners in the US. We are looking for partners in Florida. We are looking for partners in Miami. Would you be open to? I can see that you're a personal trainer, or I can see that you've been in real estate. I can see that you're a truck driver. Would you be open to look at something outside of what you've done in the past?
Mhm. Okay, I like that. But this is time consuming because I just want to again go back to when people are getting started. If you're a brand new partner, you're working in your months, use your warm market. That's huge. But as Patric said, he's worked this a lot. He's been in the business for 12 years here, or more.
Yeah.
And and now when you're going to a cold market, this is some of the things you're doing. But I think some of the keys is also that you're just being you too, right? You're just
So
being you.
this is our get started manual. And if you only follow the system in this one, you can become a crown, or at least a crown. So you don't need to go out and prospect like crazy people you don't know. You can reach out to the people you already know. But if you have done 100 meetings, maybe you want to focus on 10% or 20% over to cold market, just because you want to reach, you want to build another market or whatever.
Or maybe
Uh,
you feel you've used up a lot of your warm market. But again, I
yeah.
think you had a hunger, you had a vision of what you wanted to do. You really knew, this is,
Of course.
yeah.
And by the way, I want to talk about identity a little bit uh, before we continue, because how do you see yourself? There is an expression, and yeah, in English we can take an example like a writer writes, a dancer dances, and a teacher teaches. A singer sings. So, who are you? What are you doing?
Mhm.
Because in sales, for example, okay, we sell. So if I ask someone in Zinzino, they might say, I offer amazing products. I sell product that can change your life, or what? Yes, absolutely. But it's a decision. So are you a sales rep, or are you a distributor, or are you a recruiter? So when we zoom out a little bit, I like Jordan Adler's book Beach Money. I can't describe everything in the book. I don't remember everything in the book. I remember one word or maybe two words: vending machine. So are you selling products, or are you building a distribution system? That's two different identities. So I decided to be a recruiter.
Mm.
It's a decision.
I like that. So you are a recruiter. It kind of also fits into what Art Jonek says. He's like builders build. If you're a builder,
Yeah,
you're going to build a
yeah,
business, builders build.
yeah. And zoom out, because of course I'm a big fan of building a big customer base. Go to 25, go to 50, go to 100 if you want to. And yeah, I will I will support you going to 1,000 customers as well. But the thing is, I'm more into like, okay, I prospect, I recruit, I onboard, coach, educate people to build with the system.
Mhm.
Because zoom out and see where you want to be in the future. So we have pretty big goals for 2035, 2050, and so on. My personal kind of vision idea: 50 years from now, I want my grandchildren to say, my grandpa was involved in building the biggest direct sales organization in the world.
Mm.
And if you want to do that, you need to recruit. You need to build a distribution system.
Okay, so I love this, absolutely. But there are people out there, and I think what you're saying is it's also like an affirmation. It's also like
Mm.
You are telling yourself you are a recruiter. And when you do that, you become that recruiter when you start doing that. But what about people who struggle with that? What about people who actually have it in their head that, uh, I can get customers, but it's really hard to get partners. What would you
Yeah.
say to them on how to switch that?
Start booking more partner meetings. Because one thing is what we think, another thing is what we do. I have
Mm,
a lot of conversation with partners that say, "Oh, it's so tough. It's going slow." And I ask, like, "Okay, how many partner meetings did you have last week?" Um, I don't know. And when they don't know, the answer is zero. So you need to, like, if you ask the Art Jonak how my like English was 2.5 years ago, I don't know. He's very very kind, but I've learned more English in network marketing than I did in school, and probably I learned more English the last 2.5 years in Cicino than I learned before that. So it's always school. It's always a process, but you can't be afraid of it. So you need to step. I saw an ad from Wim Hof on Instagram the other day. I was not planning to say this, but he said the like going into the ice cold baths and so on, take cold showers and so on. He talks about going into the cold. So instead of let the cold come to you and you are freezing, you step into the cold because you are in. It's your decision. You are in control. You decide to. That's another thing.
I like that. I like that. So it really is about just making a decision, saying, I am going to be a, a major recruiter, and then doing what it takes. Doing what it takes. Okay, so let's talk some of these numbers. So you contacted like 1,000 people in a month.
Mm.
I did. You do know that it sounds crazy, right? You do
Yeah.
know that that's like really okay. So you spent time contacting these people. How much response did you get? What was happening in that time?
14%. I was about to say, but the thing is, you can dive deep into the numbers and you can like track. And I'm crazy. No, I'm not normal. It's okay. But when you try different approaches and you say, oh, okay, this was like a 9% result. This was 14.5% result. If you're a nerd, okay, go ahead and do it.
You
But
have track of the numbers?
yeah, I would like to. So I like numbers. But the thing is, before I answer or go into that, it's a quote from, I think it's Think and Grow Rich with Napoleon Hill. Successful people make decisions quickly and stick with them,
Mhm,
which means that unsuccessful people make decisions very slow and they change it all the time. So I decided that, okay, I'm going to build Florida. So I will reach out to people until
mhm.
it's a decision. It's not depending on how I feel tomorrow. No, I'm going to build it.
You're gonna do it anyway until it
Yeah.
works. Okay.
Because
Good.
one more thing is the more different ideas you have, the less duplication you will have in your team.
Mm,
So if I change my strategy once a week and people try to follow, you will have an organization, they are just confused.
mhm. I like that. So how much results did you get? Because I know you are having results. So out of that 1,000 contacts, how long did it take? What was happening? What did you made the contact and people are starting to contact you back. And then what do? What's next?
I had 0 credits from this strategy after 90 days.
Zero, as in big fat zero. Okay.
But day 92, I signed up the first partner with a kit. Day 93, I signed up the second partner with a kit. Day 94, I signed up the third partner on a kit. And then it started to grow. But everything you do, you need to do the preparation. Because I reached out to people who had no idea who I was. And I presented a very, very amazing opportunity and a cool brand and a great product. And they need to build a trust. They need to trust me, the product line, the company, the business model. They need to believe in themselves in this situation, what we are going to build together. It takes time. So talking about like, okay, should you build relationship first or do you present first? Depends. I know a person, like an external coach who built in the like travel industry in network marketing 15 years ago. And he just say, present to everyone, you can build a relationship later. And I was falling for that. I tried that a little bit, or a lot during a few months or so. But the thing is, you will come to a point that you have like an uphill battle. So you do it from the beginning, building the relationship. Or if you present and they are very interesting, you need to build a relationship before you actually start building. So
you mentioned that external coaches, because if you had 90 days and had a big fat zero result from that, you must have been thinking, okay, am I going crazy here? What did you do to keep going, or did you just keep going and it didn't matter, or did you get some coaching? Did you talk to people, or you just
no,
believed it was going to work?
actually not, and that's my problem. I just kept going, and I didn't have an external coach. Actually, I know a lot of good coaches out there, but I don't believe in that. At least me, I shouldn't have an external coach to build this business because they don't know the business. And if they have done it 10 years ago, or if they haven't done it at all, it's not relevant in today's economy. Tech goes faster and faster, and what we are doing is something else than what they have done in the past. But the thing is, yeah, I did it for 3 months, but I'm not looking for credits from a start kit. It's when it starts. How can I help that person go Q team, X team, A team? How can I help that person go bronze, silver, gold, and so on? So it's not like, okay, a sign up, it's a good thing. If they say no, it's a bad thing. No, it's a relationship building. Actually, people who said no to me, I met in Florida last year, and they signed up because I needed to build a relationship first. So for example, one person said like, oh, you actually came here. Okay, tell me more. What are we going to do? And I said, yeah, but you said no. Yeah, but I'm curious. Tell me more. So it's a relationship building. It's a process. And don't like be obsessed about the result. Be obsessed about the process. Be obsessed about the activity, because you really need to like the activity, or not like, but you want to challenge yourself to go out there and actually do it. And you don't need to reach out to 35 people a day. But
Can you say that one more time? You need to be excited about not the result, excited about the activity.
Yeah, so fanatical prospecting is not like, oh, I hope someone signs up this week. It's amazing, another very, very interesting profile. I hope she will answer, because I would love to jump on a Zoom and talk with her.
And because we can really help so many people, we know that you know, it's not just about signing people in. I think I have that same thing. I like to find out what their goals or dreams are, and I want to help them get that.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody wants to be at home or wants to be at home with their kids or wants to go on a vacation or wants to buy a farm or something, that's what we want to do. And that's what we should get excited about. I think that that makes a difference when you know what you're going to do, like you said, the identity, you know your identity, you know what you want to be doing, and you have that vision. And then, like you said, you start getting excited about the activity, not who's signing up, the activity.
Yeah.
Then you just keep going. You don't quit. Even if you have 3 months of a zero and you put in 1,000 contacts in one of the months. I like that. It reminds me of that story of Colonel Sanders when he got so many no's and no's and no's and no's and still started KFC. It's you're that guy, Patric. You're
Yeah. Yeah.
him.
Yeah, yeah, I thank you for that. But the thing is, it's not like 900 people plus said no, because it's a lot of I get messages on LinkedIn on a weekly basis that I reached out to like 8 months ago. So they haven't been logged into the platform. So it's not a no.
Mhm.
So I'll wait
It's
for
in
their
the
response.
pipeline. And that's one of the things that we
Yeah,
learned in Encino is we've got this pipeline. So they are, even if they're not interested right now, they might be in our pipeline and contacting them and following up with them and
absolutely.
building the relationship. Yeah, that makes
Yeah, so when I reach out to them and we connect and I send a contact request and so on, we're connected on LinkedIn. We can continue the conversation. Some people are very open, some people are not. People on your warm list, they say no 1 or 2 or 3 times. Maybe they say no for now, and you sign them up a year later. Of course, it's the same thing with cold market people. It's not like that. I hope I can build a system that will give me enough leads so I just have to talk to the people who are interested.
Mm,
Okay, but I thought that this was a people business. You need to build a relationship. So you will leave a lot of people who who we can reach out to sign them up later, because you have no idea where they are in their life, how they are doing in their relationship, in their finances, with their health, if they move to another city, if they quit the job to start another, if they sign up with another direct sales company because they know someone, they had a relationship with someone, and 3 years later they quit and they reach out to you. You never know.
mhm, mhm. So, so you get started and you start getting some yeses and people start signing in the 4th month and you
Yeah,
start
sorry.
getting quite a few people. It starts going faster and faster then.
Yes. So I really thought that, like, okay, 1 quarter, 3 months, it will be prospecting, and the second quarter it will be recruiting, and the third quarter it will be a momentum. But it takes a little bit more time than that. So yes, I qualified for the founders trip, or we, Sophie as well. She joined into the strategy, or
So
also reached
you
out.
and Sophie sponsored over 50 people that year?
Yeah, exactly that
You are
first
so
year.
Scandinavian. Yep, yep. Yeah, we did. No,
Yeah, we're
that's
not so
incredible.
hyped up, but that was fun. So we qualified for the founders trip. We went to the Maldives with Orion and Hilda and other top recruiters, and then they launched another founders trip campaign, and we qualified for that one until October last year. So two
Wow.
years in a row.
Hey, respect.
Yeah,
You, that's incredible. I mean, seriously, I mean, I thought in my 12 years, I've put in 130, 150 people in my 12 years. You did that in who? What is crazy? That's incredible. But that's what started giving you those titles too. You know, you have
of
your,
course.
it started to really make some difference and you started to really get some momentum there.
Yeah, because Okay, back to the numbers. You try to ask me, but I always come up with something else to talk about. So the thing is, it's a decision, your identity and so on, and you start to reach out to people. So I would say about 1% will actually be something very, very interesting. Will be a sign up, a customer or a partner. I have one example, someone who became a customer, and instead of like, oh, just a customer. I was celebrating that because actually when she did the second test a few months later, and she saw her second test, she said, "Okay, I wanna join the business," and she bought an Ultimate Partner Kit. And now I don't know how many customers she had, but it started to build a customer base. So count on like, okay, if I reach out to 10 people, one person will write back and we will have a nice conversation, maybe 2 or 3 or 4. But my expectations is like 10%. So reach out to as many people as you want to, but don't be a robot. Don't see only the mechanics. It's a person on the other side of the screen, and jump on a Zoom, talk to them, get to know them. And I show the product, I show the test, but I don't go into the details with slides and stuff. I do assume I get to know them, and then I say, in the end of the meeting, when they start asking me like, "Hey, what's the next step?" I say, "Okay, I can send over some info so you can read, you can listen, you can watch. But how about we do a follow-up in a few days?" And then go a little bit deeper into it. Some
So
people
you're
send
following the same system that we're using.
it's
Exactly.
the same, and
Okay.
that's the secret, because everyone expects another system, but it's the same.
Mhm. You just have a lot more people you're contacting to get the results.
Of course.
Built a
And I
little
have a
bit.
lot of friends over there, and they're not active anymore, but they will be. They
Mhm.
don't know it. It's okay.
I
And they
love
are
it.
looking forward until I fly over next time, and they really want to have a lunch or coffee at Starbucks or whatever. So
So,
I'm building my relationships over there.
so I wrote down something you said, and I want you to go into that. You said everything is in the preparation. What do you mean by that?
Um, the thing is, when I decided, I talked to Sophie, we made a decision 2.5 years ago, and we started to reach out to people. It took a few months, and then we start getting results and qualified for the founders trip and so on. But from, okay, LinkedIn, do the activity, be obsessed, be fanatical about the prospecting process, and getting more and more results. We wasn't prepared for it, but it was a natural consequence. Because what happens when you start, okay, you post a little bit on social media and so on, and people notice, oh, okay, where are you? And we qualified for the trip to the Maldives, for example. Or if you've been with us on director trip, people will follow. So it's an expression, uh, don't go over the bridge for water. You know what I mean by that, right? I hope so. Someone from the US can ensure.
We got it. We got it.
Good. So what happened, and I can explain it. I haven't asked him, but the thing is, someone reached out to us a year ago, and that was Sandra and Joachim. I have known them for 10 years, and I'm in my hometown today. They live 20 minutes from here. They reached out to me and said, we want to start building with Cincino. They have done direct sales very, very successfully since like they have been number one in the Nordic countries in another company for 15 years.
And
But
so because of your success online and you're posting things, they see what you're doing and contact you?
yes, and you don't need to go to the Maldives. You can just sit in a hotel lobby, take a picture, do something something and show the world that you are doing something and building something. But from 2.5 years ago, we made a decision. Sandra and Joachim started, and they were diamond after 19 days.
Oh,
so that's a consequence of your actions. But I'm not obsessed with the result. I'm obsessed with the process.
mhm. But that's exciting because that's showing that this is working. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter if it's warm, cold contact. It's actually having the vision, knowing who you are. I love that what you said about your identity, knowing where you want to go, making that decision. I am a recruiter. I am going to be recruiting. I'm a top recruiter. I'm going to be a major recruiter. And then doing the work that it takes, celebrating things along the way. I like where you said too, because it's not being discouraged by things. It's being excited about the things that are going right.
Yeah, because everyone is excited after a good meeting, but you never know who's going to the next step in the process and so on. But be excited, meet people, follow up people, the right people gonna start, and some people you're just gonna continue to build a relationship with. And in the beginning, I was like, oh, she's a health coach, he's a personal trainer, this is gonna be good. But it doesn't matter. Some of the I would say friends today, they are not in the health industry, but they live in Florida. So it's the connection, it's relationship building. The digital tools won't build your business because
I like
tools,
that.
yeah,
Relationship building. People take notes and underline that. It's the building of the relationships. Because and I think I've heard this too, because as you said, when you're cold contacting, I've heard that people don't listen to you unless they like you and you're likable. So but when you're interested, genuinely interested in them, they're gonna like you. But they also don't do business with you unless they trust you. So how are you building that? How are you building the trust?
goes hand in hand with everything we do. So are you in time for meetings? Do you send something if you said that you're gonna send something? Be there, connect with them, WhatsApp, whatever, stay in touch, send over some more things, think about them, birthdays or whatever. Oh, I just thought about you when I saw this, or when I listened to this, when I watched this.
Be
Can
a
we jump
friend.
on another Zoom? I would like to connect. I have some updates.
So you're actually creating the relationships. You're being a good friend. And a good friend does help friends.
Of
Friends
course,
help friends. I think
of
that's another
course.
one of Art's calls.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
So and yeah,
And then so when you're sending things, I know people are asking, what are you sending? When people like when you say, okay, I'm going to send you some things to follow up, what are you sending to them?
it depends. Don't treat people like you want to be treated. Treat people like how they want to be treated. So I ask in the end of the meeting, like, okay, what do you prefer? Do you like to read? Do you want to watch? Do you like to listen? Do you want deeper knowledge about what we do, or do you want like the marketing videos, 2 minutes, 3 minutes videos? No, I would love an hour interview with a scientist. Okay. So it depends. Sometimes I send the videos from a meeting of minds from Cecina.tv, and some people, times I don't. I like the product sheets sometimes.
All right.
So it depends, but don't be the expert. Be a relatable human. So if you want to scale, if you want to build a big distribution system, you need to be someone they can relate to. So of course, I would say that we are leaders on this call, but if you asking me about like my daily method of operation, I went up 6 in the morning. From 8 to 12 noon, I was in front of my computer, like just reaching out to people, answer people, and so on. And then they started to woke up in the US because it's 6 hours time difference. So from like, and then I had lunch and maybe a cold shower, maybe a power nap or a walk or something like that. And then I could start meeting people from 2 p.m. And then I had a break again, and then a dinner, and then follow up. Uh, I had 2 follow-ups with Art Yonak 5 days a week. Two follow-ups per day, 5 days a week for I don't know how many weeks until I learned the basics, so I could do them myself. So, but it's not like you can duplicate being in front of LinkedIn 4 hours a day. But what if you started with 30 minutes? Everyone can do an hour if they are hungry.
Mhm. And it ties together with what their goals, what people's hunger is and what their goal and dream is, right? And with you having all of those contacts, that just means Patric is hungry and he's going to have a top title here, which I absolutely know you're going to do. And I know that we're going to be building here in North America together because I know you've got big goals and dreams. So do we want to talk about what your goals are?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, the grandkids, we don't have kids yet, Sophie and I, but I know 50 years from now, 50 years from now, our grandkids gonna say like, my grandpa was involved in building the biggest direct selling organization in the world. Don't mean that I did everything, that my team is the biggest, because we are building teams in Sino. But I would say that when we hit Royal Crown, I think we had 7.5% of the customer base. Then some crazy people from different countries started to build faster and faster. But what about we really, really do the work right for many, many years, and I'll have 10%. We have 10% in 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 50 years from now.
I like
10% of the customer base. That's a goal. That's what I'm aiming from. And talking about that, like, don't go over the bridge for water. So I reached out to, or if he reached out to me, I don't remember, another person 30 minutes from my hometown, say, hey, it's time for a lunch. It was a long time. And we had lunch, and he said, I saw you were in Florida. And I said, yeah, we are building there. Why haven't you asked me? I know a lot of people in Florida.
Wow.
And then he opened the door to some of the golf pros over there. And actually, some of them are already tested. We are waiting for the results. So before you go online to create your own strategy on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, ask people, who do you know? And you can also ask them, who do you know that knows someone where you want?
That's good. I like that. I like that. Oh, I have a question here that I'm going to backtrack a little bit because we do need to round up pretty soon here, but they're so exciting. So when you're sending out information, now I can see it's our own North American here, Jim, who's asking, and he says, how do you avoid information overload? You know, because sometimes, and especially green people, they want to give more information. I know that you said don't treat them like you want to be treated, treat them how they want to be treated. So you're asking them what they want. And then do you have like, what about, so you're giving them, you don't want to give them too much, right? Or is it even in the meetings?
Well,
Are you keeping it short, keeping it simple? How do you avoid information overload?
after a few meetings with Art Jonak, I realized he was like talking about what we do in 7 minutes or so, and asked questions and questions and questions. I learned so much about communication from Art. So yes, I keeping it very, very short, because the thing is, yeah, where should I start? People procrastinate. People are striving for perfectionism, and it's PPP. It's procrastination, perfectionism, and paralysis from analysis, when it gets too complicated. That's from our end, from the people you send info to. It's like they ask for a glass of water, and you come in with a very, very big, yeah, you
Bucket.
understand
Yeah.
that metaphor. So if they say like, you need to send me something before we jump on a Zoom, because I want to know if it's interesting for me or not. And first I say, hey, would it be okay to have the Zoom first, so I know what to send to you? I don't know what you think is relevant. And if they say, no, I need to see something, I'll send our Unlock Your Potential link to the landing page. I'll love that. I wouldn't use anything else than what the company gives us. And after, maybe I send a few corporate videos from Socino.tv, the product sheets, and yeah, maybe something more, meeting of minds or whatever. And I'll say next time we are taking a little bit more look into the business model and the structure and so on.
I love it. I love that. Yeah, I think, Art keeps it so simple, healthy cells, healthy body. There you go. And I love his shortened version of our comp plan. Well, you want to make some money? Help some people. You want to make more money? Help more people. If you keep it down super simple and then build up with what they want information of and not more, because you can easily give too much. Yeah. Love that. Okay, so to round this up, anything that we haven't covered? Did we get every story and every topic that we want to get through?
Quality, quantity, the
What do you mean by
number.
that? What do you mean by quality
You
quantity?
need you okay, first of all, you need to 10x your if you should reach out to people you don't know, because you don't know if they have even opened it, the message you sent. And you need up in quantity before you can aim for quality. Or yeah, you can spend time writing like a ebook to someone about everything you're excited about, but if you don't know if they will open it, it's no meaning. It's no idea to it's not a good idea to do
Because you
that.
keep it
So
really short. I mean, you don't give them a ton of information or like send a great big information about
no,
this is
no.
what we're doing, da 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 da. You're sending that.
if
I'm
if
working
they
with,
are in the
yeah,
yeah,
I'm
if they
working
are in
with,
the
I'm looking for, are you open to? You're sending
yeah,
mostly something simple and then getting in contact with them so that you could find out what they want more information about.
if they are in the health industry, maybe I say something like, hey, I'm working with a Scandinavian brand in test-based nutrition, da 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 da. If they are not in the health industry, I would say, hey, I'm helping a public traded company from Sweden, from Gothenburg, expand in the US. Your profile caught my eye. It would be a good idea to, I would love to have a Zoom with you, because I can see that you have some experience in sales or marketing or working with people or coaching or whatever they do.
Mhm.
So we are looking for some key people in Boca Raton right now. And we have a small office in Jupiter, but can we just jump on a Zoom? I just want to connect with you and see if we can work on something.
Wow, that is golden, Patrick. Absolutely golden. Love it. Well, you're making it work. And I think it's really exciting to see that, but you're still following the system. You're still putting people into the pipeline and still building this and having a goal, having a dream, and building it big. Love it. So any final last words then?
Yeah.
Do we get through everything? Quality, quantity?
Follow the people who are, yeah, follow the people that do what you want to do. I see so many people like changing strategies once a week. They follow influencers or experts, and they don't get the result, and they get frustrated. So follow the system, follow people who actually built this, and with success, and see the person. Don't build a system and hope the system will sign people up, because it's the art and the science. It's the relationship. If I talk to people who won't sign up with me, but because of the personality type or whatever, but they will sign up with you. So you need to your own voice. You need to connect with them and see, are we a good match or not? So the relationship first.
Absolutely. And if we want to have success in this, we follow the successful people. And that's why we have you on here, Patric. We want to follow you and do the things that you're doing, because we've got a big vision in Cincinnati. We've got a huge goal. So we're going to hit that 1 million here by the end of next year here in Cincinnati. And we're going to get to that 100 million in 2050. So we've got a lot of work to do, everybody. Let's follow Patric and contact even more people. If you're out of your warm market, if you're still in your warm market, you keep working with them. Always do that. But if you're looking for other ways of building, you're going to want to watch this again. I do stream live. So you got any questions, Patric is on this page. Put it in the comments, and then I'm sure that he will answer that. So thank you, Patric, for your time. It has actually been such a huge learning for all of us. So thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
Thanks
Bye.
so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.